the initial position of the left hand. When we speak about the starting position of the left hand, remember the reflex of the newborn baby. What we explained in the context of the right hand is equally valid for the left hand. At the beginning of our learning process of playing the violin, we have to be fully aware from fundamentals. We study the position of the left hand, the movements of the fingers, the shifts, the vibrato, and we understand that the grip reflex, so essential for our existence, can negatively influence playing the violin. All the fingers must be as relaxed as possible, and this is true in the first place for the thumb. I don't mean that the thumb doesn't take part in holding the violin, but this function should become minimal. When a player can't get a passage right, for instance, a shift doesn't work well, the first thing to do is to check if the thumb doesn't block the hand. Our grip reflex is so strong, we have to keep it under control. Before we start playing, the roundish tips of the left hand fingers must be approximately at equal distance from the fingerboard, like the hammers of the piano. The palm should be parallel to the fingerboard. This position is the most efficient. It contributes to good articulation, fluidity, and free movement. Indeed, the small effort to bring the palm close to the fingerboard is more efficient than the constant efforts for the ring finger and especially the little finger to get to the intended note. A correct position of the left hand from the beginning will enhance efficiency in the future. The palm must be flat, parallel, and as close as possible to the fingerboard, which will produce the necessary comfort for the more delicate little finger. To make the fingers of the left hand work best, it is very helpful to bear in mind that at the origin of all movements there are two major components, placing and lifting. They must be worked out and adjusted with great precision. In the first place, you have to appreciate when there is a need of more energetic dropping or fall of the finger, or when you can allow your left hand a rest, etc. In fact, a continuous effort without alternating moments of rest will certainly entail excessive fatigue, tension, and other physical problems. Let's take the example of Henrik Schradieck's book on scales and left hand exercises, well known to teachers and pupils around the world. Students should concentrate and work on the activity of the fingers when strong moment or accent have to be stressed, or when, on the contrary, activity is relaxed, lazy, and expresses stress in the musical passage. In certain cases, the active movement translates into the drop of the fingers on the string. In others, it's rebound. In one case, in this exercise of Schradieck, the drop is active on the stroke beat and the rebound is passive. Active, passive. And opposite. In another exercise, on the strong beat, the rebound is active and the drop of the finger is passive.
И так далее. Отскок очень активный,
Active,
а падение
passive.
вялое.
At which angle
О том,
should we place the finger on the string? There is not a fixed answer to the question. It depends evidently on the articulation, the mobility of the left hand, the virtuosity, and the color of the phrase. The flatter the finger on the string, the more its cushion covers it. The softer the sound, the rounder the finger, the more the bone participates in the pressure, the clearer the tone. And of course, the violinist must master all the possible solutions, all the infinite possibilities of the instrument's palette. We refuse to advise to use this or that part of the finger more often. It depends not only on the music and its intentions, the speed of a passage, the vibrato, but also on the structure of the individual hand, its morphology. That not with understanding, as a rule, we may say that we seek a rounded finger ready on its platform, not too close to the nail. The next important question is that of the pressure of the fingers on the string. In terms of pure physics, the sound at its greatest amplitude is produced by the empty string. When it is longest, we obtain the greatest number of harmonics. When the finger only partially covers the string to produce a natural harmonic, the string's resonance is already diminished compared to the empty one. When completely covered, it vibrates even less. Hence, the violinist must adjust the pressure of the fingers and not compress the string, not strangle it, but find an easy and minimal pressure, hardly exceeding the one used for producing the harmonics. You must also realize that the greater the pressure, the less the string will vibrate between the finger and the knot, and so much less beautiful will be its sound. It must be clear that there is not one set solution for all or everything. These dispositions and rules are all very general. However, to know them well will help the violinist to reach her or his goals more quickly. Varying the angles of your fingers on the string and the pressure, you will find the right color corresponding to each work and typical sound palette of the composer. Something Professor Yuri Yankelevich named the background sound.